Welcome, everyone, to the Newvision Oldways podcast, a greatly ambitious journey of discovery where we can all learn to live better, mentally healthier, and more fulfilling lives. If you're just discovering us, feel free to go back and take the journey from the beginning. And if you're already a Newvision Oldways fan, welcome back and enjoy Season 4. And now, here is your host, Tony Marinaccio.
You are listening to Newvision Oldways, the podcast that explores timeless wisdom for the modern mind in a fun, relaxed, and most important, interactive way with you, the listener. I am your host, Tony Marinaccio, and let's get the episode started. Welcome, everyone, to another great episode of the Newvision Oldways podcast. And we have reached the end of Season 4 with this episode. And I have to say, this has been my favorite season so far. I believe I truly touched a nerve with people, and maybe several nerves this season. Why? Because I think many people are like me. We let life take us over and we push aside our creative self. And once we lose that creative spark, we generally feel that we cannot get it back. While many times we also feel like we are not in control of our lives and we've lost all power to right the ship. We are controlled even when we don't realize it. Thus, without our creative self flourishing and our feeling that our lives are not our own, we can sink into depression and anxiety and feel like we are on the Merle Haggard snowball headed for hell. A line from one of his great songs. But as we explored in this season, we can get in touch with our creative side. And yes, we can now also be assured that we can recognize when forces, sometimes within us and sometimes forces around us, that are eroding our self-esteem, our confidence, and our focus, and our ability to live our best lives. Forces that we give all the power to. But now we can get it back with the skills I discussed and hopefully we put into practice. If you have listened to the last 9 episodes, you may have realized a strange thing. Thinking creatively and understanding power dynamics in any situation share many of the same skills. Skills that allow creative thinkers to not only understand power dynamics, but skills that ensure that they never lose control of their lives to anything or anyone. Not even to their own dark thoughts. Today, we are going to finally tie these two concepts together in a way that is meant to give you the ultimate power over your life. Because let's face it, outside forces can derail us if we let them, but also our minds can be our own worst enemies if we let it. So let's get our personal power back by using our creative minds by starting episode 41, Creatively Powerful. You could change your life. Over the past 9 episodes, we have explored 2 seemingly distinct terrains, creative thinking and power dynamics in all aspects of life. But as you think about these past 9 episodes, I want to invite you into a deeper reflection, one that reveals how these concepts are not only connected, but are actually inseparable. In episodes 32 through 36, we journeyed into the essence of creative thinking. Not just the kind that paints or writes, but the kind that questions, reimagines, and reconstructs. Creativity, we discovered, is a rebellion of the mind. It's what happens when we refuse to accept the default settings of our lives. We talked about the courage to think divergently in a world that rewards conformity. We talked about the role of discomfort in sparking innovation, how imagination is not escapism, but a form of resistance to groupthink and social media bullying. We talked about how creative thought is often born from silence, solitude, and the willingness to sit with uncertainty. Creativity is not a luxury for only the great artist. It's really a survival skill. It's how we reclaim authorship over our lives. Then, in episodes 37 through 40, we shifted our focus to power. Specifically, how it moves through our lives at every turn. We unpacked the subtle and overt ways power shows up, in who speaks and who listens, in who sets the terms and who adapts, and in the tensions between autonomy and connection. We explored how power isn't always domination. It could be how we present ourselves. It could be the quiet strength of boundaries. It could be the radical act of saying no or the vulnerable courage of saying yes. But here is the real revelation. Creativity and power are not separate forces. They are deeply interwoven. Creativity and power can meet on many levels. Just to be creative is to exercise power. To understand power is to think creatively. When we create, we disrupt. We challenge narratives. We reframe poorly executed ideologies. We take back our power and we once again become our real selves. And that is the ultimate power. When we navigate power dynamics with awareness, we are engaging in a creative act. We are choosing how to respond, how to shape the relational field, and how to rewrite the script. Consider these examples. A person who reimagines their role in a toxic relationship is engaging in creative liberation. A leader who invites collaboration and negotiation instead of control is practicing creative power, not fascism. A partner who listens with curiosity instead of defensiveness is creating space for transformation. These are not just interpretational skills, they are acts of artistry. Each of us carries two archetypes, the artist and the strategist. The artist dreams, feels, and imagines, while the strategist observes, adapts, and maneuvers. When these two work together, we become powerful creators of our reality. In essence, this means we don't just react. We respond with confident intention. We don't just conform to the latest manufactured crisis. We critically and creatively think about the situation and draw our own conclusions. And we don't just survive. We shape and mold our emotional resilience to thrive in the face of difficulties. When thinking creatively and embracing the power over our own lives, we are utilizing skills that mesh between the two seamlessly. These key skills include awareness and observation. Creative thinkers notice patterns others miss. Leaders who understand power notice subtle shifts in relationships of any kind. These relationships require attention to detail and a willingness to see what is not immediately obvious. Another key skill is flexibility. In creativity, pivoting ideas can lead to breakthroughs. In power dynamics, pivoting strategies prevents deadlocks or conflicts like wars or just an average household issue. Rigidity rarely works in either world. Next is questioning assumptions. In creative thinking, assumptions are chains. In relationships or political power plays, assumptions are blind spots that both limit growth and cause escalating tensions if left unchecked. And lastly, storytelling. Yes, storytelling. Creativity thrives on a narrative, sometimes a true narrative and sometimes a completely false narrative like the Sydney Sweeney controversy. But narratives, nonetheless, power thrives on framing, doesn't it? How you tell your story, your vision, your intention, your reasoning can shift both ideas and influence. On the dark side of this is that slimy agenda media I refer to all the time. It's not about informing the public, it's about influencing their thoughts to blindly follow a think tank narrative. Storytelling is the best and the worst of these skills, but knowing that can shed light on the ideas that are there to manipulate you, but now you can swat them away like a high-powered fly swatter on steroids. Here is an exercise that can help you fully understand the point here. Think of a situation where you felt stuck, either creatively or in a power struggle. Ask yourself, how could a creative approach change the power dynamics? Or how could understanding influence enhance your creativity? That simple reflection could start you on a path of truly understanding how creative thinking and understanding power can bring us all to a higher level. This season has been about reclaiming our inner authority, whether through creative thought or a better understanding of the power dynamics in our lives. We have been exploring how to live less passively and more purposefully. So once again, I ask to invite you to ask yourself a few important questions, and here they are. I'll start with this one. Where have I outsourced my imagination to someone else's expectations? Next, where have I surrendered my power in exchange for approval or comfort? And lastly, am I ready to find my true inner self so that I can reclaim my creative thinking, reclaim the power over my own life, live a life of happiness and satisfaction? These questions can be eye-opening. They can bring out strong emotions. They can also liberate you. They can restore confidence, and they can, most importantly, give you the life you dreamed. Many people ask me, why a podcast? Why these subjects? Why put all that work into something that is mainly a labor of love? Well, as I alluded to in the last episode, this has been a journey of self-discovery for me too. A true self-help process that, quite frankly, has been a joy to work through with all of you. I have learned so much along the way, and I am just getting started. I hope what I bring to the table helps all of you on one level or another, because, as I said before, we are all a work in progress. None of us are perfect, and we can all learn from each other. The journey we are on together could be a life-changing journey, and that's the point. Let's shed the expectations, let's strip away the depression and anxiety, and let's teach each other how to live better and happier lives. Newvision Oldways is a podcast that challenges modern narratives by exploring timeless wisdom. We can get a new vision for our lives by exploring old ways that are proven to open doors for us that we need to walk through. We cannot let our past define us, nor can we let our future scare us. We need to live in the now. Life is happening now, not yesterday, now. So before we reconvene for season 5, let us all break the chains of the past we cannot go back to, and let's stop fearing the future that is not here yet. Now is what matters. Open your mind and let's get that creativity shining through. That will allow you to accept nothing less than taking back control of your own life. We all can do it. We all can get there. And in the words spoken to Winnie the Pooh, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. So, what did you think of this season? Or any of the episodes or seasons before? I would love to find out. And here's where to get a hold of the show and let us know. These are in the show notes, but as always, here they are. As I announced in the last episode, the new newvisionoldways.com website is up and running. Check out all the episodes, the Revelations blog and news page, and a subscription link, as well as a link that you can click on that will allow you to donate to the show and show your support. By donating what you can, it will allow me to book guests and cover costs. Anything will help you, but you could cancel at any time. You can also message the show from each episode on your various platforms. Just look for the send us a text message link. If that doesn't work for you, you can email us at newvisionoldways@gmail.com. Again, that's newvisionoldways@gmail.com. You can find us on what was Twitter, now X, and that's at Newvision Old Way. Remember, there's no S on that one, at Newvision Old Way. Check the Newvision Oldways YouTube channel. Just type in Newvision, one word, Oldways, one word, and please subscribe. It is free and will show support for the show. It really means a lot and will help grow the show on YouTube. Same thing with Facebook. Facebook is Newvision, one word, Oldways, one word, podcast, and you should easily find us. And as a reminder, these are still growing platforms for us and expanding all the time. So we need your help to get the flow going with the community. And last but not least, if you could do me a huge favor, and please subscribe to us, like us, follow us, leave a review on whatever platform you found us on. That would be so appreciated. And of course, will help us secure guests that we will be booking in the future. So season 4 is ending, but don't fear. Season 5 is just around the corner and it will be a great one. I can't wait to get your input. I also can't wait until we get together for the next episode and season of Newvision Oldways. Until then, stay true to yourself, stay informed, and stay empowered.
But the most important thing is,
This episode and all the episodes of Newvision Oldways podcast have been written, engineered, and produced by Tony Marinaccio and TKM Productions.